The Watch is directed by Akiva Schaffer, and it stars Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, and Richard Ayoade. Let's just go with Ayoade. Despite not having seen the film, this film is Attack the Block, but with bigger stars, and I'm gonna guess more action, maybe not. I haven't seen Attack the Block, so I wouldn't know. But from what I've heard, it's basically Attack the Block, with older people in it. This movie is, in my opinion, okay. Like a lot of films, and specifically comedies, it had the potential for greatness, but Besides like a few major scenes in this film, I'm pretty sure that pretty much the entire film was improv. Guaranteed. And that's not a bad thing, but too much. They just put together what they thought were the best parts and said, alright, we have our movie. I smiled a lot, laughed out loud a few times, and chuckled a half dozen times. The Watch is one of those films where, as you're watching it, you're thinking to yourself, clearly the cast of this film had an absolute blast making this film, but they really didn't take time to consider the audience, what we wanted, you know, what we thought was funny. They just kind of said, okay, this is what we think is funny, therefore it's funny. Not being very objective, are we? Just more subjective filmmaking. Certain parts of this film, and by certain parts I mean parts in the latter part of the film, are uber predictable. There's this one kind of side plot involving, what's his face? The dude from Watchmen who turned into that big blue guy. They try and like intentionally set this thing up where you think he's an alien, but he's, I won't say anything, but basically it was uber forced. Okay, don't say Uber. It was majorly forced, and what actually happens is just, it's stupid. It's just so stupid. The acting overall was fine. I mean, this film's, because I'm not sure if I call it acting, I mean, because when you're improvising, you're acting to a certain point, but not really acting, more improv, so it was just these guys being who they are, and people caught it on camera. I highly recommend this as a rental. I don't think it's really worth seeing in the theaters. I mean, if you are desperate to see something in the theaters right now besides Dark Knight Rises, early bird. I have to say early bird. If you have a lot of friends and you have the right equipment, you could honestly make this film yourself, and probably better. In the end, I'm gonna give the film 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's not a bad movie, it's just, it could have been so much better.